Hey guys, welcome back to my video, my podcast, depending on if you're watching me or if you're listening to me. Welcome back. You know who it is, Balaji Billions. There's nobody else. Hey, did I say Balaji Billions? Oh my god, it's social media. Oga. I love to like give you guys like energy when I first start, but today we're talking about boundaries as a social media manager, how to set boundaries and what kind of boundaries you should set, because it's been like a conversation in my community. And if you're new here, in case you don't know, I'm going to link it in the description. I have a community. We just hit 8,000 members recently. And I'm so excited because we were on 7,000 members for a very, very, very long time. But I'm really excited that we're growing. Well, they just needed me to, they needed me to be more active because why am I itching my face, you guys? If you're watching on YouTube, be like, what's this girl doing? But anyways, managing social media channels consistently is crucial to ensuring that nothing slips through the cracks. Like, you have to be consistent. But while you're getting ready for bed, you receive a direct message from a client or maybe a customer. Does your job really ever stop? As social media managers, I feel like we need to sit down and have that conversation. Does our job really ever stop? Like, when so much of your personal life always revolves around social media. Now, I usually do get annoyed, and it's one of the reasons. My last relationship, I'm getting really personal here because it's me talking about relationship. In my last relationship, my ex deleted Instagram. And I had that conversation when it was at the beginning of our relationship. And I'm like, do you know that your girlfriend works in social media? And then you deleted Instagram. You said it was distracting. Like, I just looked at him like, sometimes I get really pissed off when people say, oh, I deleted Instagram. It's bad for my mental health. I'm like, it did not bore me where to delete Instagram. Like, from where to where, what am I supposed to do with my life if I delete Instagram? Literally, it's not like you can take a break, but you need to set boundaries, and you need to set healthy boundaries. And it's time for us to talk boundaries. It is healthy as a social media manager to have boundaries. To grow your business as a social media manager, whether it is you're building an agency, you need to be in control and you need to protect your energy. Even though you may be working with clients as well as team members, working with them can be extremely challenging. You need to have boundaries, and it's something I have been able to build over time. I'm talking to you with 9 years experience as a social media manager and 4 years experience as a content creator. Without boundaries, you might unintentionally condition clients and team members to expect things that are not realistic and that you won't always be able to provide. For example, giving people immediate response on weekends. You have a life. You cannot be responding every single time you get a message. No, I tell people I have a life. I have a life outside WhatsApp. You say I'm the worst person to text on WhatsApp and expect a reply immediately. My friends ask me. Most of the time I tell them, see, collecting my number is not the problem. Contacting me is the issue. I can't give you my number. You want my number? I will give it to you, fine. But you see, when you come, my phone is always on do not stuff. I'm getting better though. Now, setting boundaries from the beginning simplifies your ongoing communication, and also not just that, it helps you to manage expectation with not even just friends and family, your clients, your teammates, people you work with. I see a lot of people on TikTok say when they get into start a new business and they meet most of their co-workers, they don't follow their co-workers on social media platforms. They find their co-workers platforms and they find their co-workers profiles on these platforms and then they block them. I understand. It is setting healthy boundaries, no matter how toxic it might sound. It is setting healthy boundaries. This microphone is too close. All right. So how do you start? Number one. I know this might be very hard for new social media managers. You need to get in the habit of saying no. No is a full sentence. It is a full sentence. Don't accept clients that aren't ideal. Don't accept projects that go beyond what was agreed on in the contract, and don't accept things that distract you from your bigger goals. Learn to say no. No. You have to learn how to say no. If you don't learn how to say no, it's going to be a problem. So learn how to say no. Number 2, push back on unrealistic assignments and prioritize your requests. Now, many of us will try to live by a work first mentality. I understand, but don't put off until tomorrow what you can accomplish today. It's not called procrastination, it is laziness. You're just being lazy. One problem with this approach is that you can accomplish a lot in a day. For example, I was very tired. I woke up, I had breakfast. I knew today was recording day and I needed to record 3 videos. This is actually the 3rd video I'm recording today, but you're not going to know because, well, I changed outfits. I did. So I always try as much as possible to batch create my content. And I was very sleepy after recording the very first video. But I'm like, you know what? We have 2 more to go because you have 2 YouTube channels. It's not about being lazy. Yes, I can sleep, but then the time has gone away. I need to be able to accomplish a lot that I have planned for the day. You don't necessarily need to, but you probably should not procrastinate. You can accomplish a lot in a day. One thing I always do, I try to have 3 main tasks in a day. I don't pack too much. If I finish those 3 main tasks and I still have energy and I'm buzzing, I will do more. But if I finish those 3 tasks and I'm tired, I will go and sleep or I'll go and scroll on TikTok. But even scrolling on TikTok is work for me. The best way to accomplish a lot is to do a good job on a few tasks. That's one of the best ways. Do a good job on a few tasks. Your work motto should be, don't put off until tomorrow what you should do today. Okay? Because if I put off what I should do today, you probably would not be listening to this podcast episode or watching this video. Also, it is okay to ask either yourself or someone else if a new task can wait until tomorrow. If you are near the end of your working hours, or if you are stressed or you're tired. Even if you're dealing with a new client, it is okay to acknowledge that you have seen their request, but you will not be able to handle it until the following day. Because see, time sensitive needs don't make you a procrastinator. They make you a strategic thinker. That's one thing I've learned. You would avoid burnout as a social media manager if you do that. You would avoid burnout as a social media manager if you do that. Number 3, when it comes to boundaries, and this is me. This is me. Establish only one channel for communication. I don't care what you send in my DMs. If you cannot send it to me via email, you are not collecting my number. I'm not giving you. Communication channels help you keep all the important stuff in one place and everyone on the same page. Giving your personal phone number to clients is probably not a good idea if you don't want them to text or call you in the midnight. Because see, we can communicate via email. We started working when you sent me a DM. You can continue via the DM. If you prefer to communicate with your clients via other platforms, you can try Slack, you can try Asana. You can tell them that it is possible to do that. Especially if your business doesn't use traditional emails. Some clients may not be familiar with your preferred communication channel, but this is where you teach them how to use it during your onboarding session. We're going to talk about onboarding I can't wait to finish the series so that I can delve into all the topics I want to talk about for both new and seasoned social media managers. During onboarding, you can make the learning curve smooth and professional by providing getting started tips. You can walk them through how to use Slack or how to use Asana. It's pretty easy. And an easy way to get your clients set up on your communication channel of your choice is always during an onboarding call. Number 4, set realistic goals and scroll with purpose. And most times when I'm scrolling on TikTok, there's sometimes I don't scroll with purpose. No, I'm always scrolling with purpose, even when I want to rest. I'm scrolling purpose because I want to laugh on TikTok. There's something I go to watch a full movie on TikTok. So, am I still working? You need to ask yourself that question. In some ways, because you're a social media manager, social media can feel like a competition when you work in it. Trust me, I know. I feel it every single time. While you're browsing your feed, the instinct to always take notes and mimic another brand's social media strategy is always strong. And to be honest, most times I found myself taking screenshots of posts, saving posts to my fly while scrolling from bed. And what was once an annoyance is now something I feel compared to share most times. So before you open up your apps, establish what your purpose is. Are you working within hours? Are you doing competitive research? Or is it 9 p.m. and you just want to see the latest pictures of your friend's dog? To be honest, scroll with purpose. That's all I'm saying. You need to know why you scrolling on TikTok, why you scrolling on Instagram, why you on the Reels tab. Scroll with purpose. Number 5, approval process is very you people. I'm actually filming a video, or most of my videos on YouTube are from experience. Like, if your clients are going to provide ongoing feedback or request edits on copy and content, you probably need to establish an approval process that clearly outlines how they can communicate these changes or edits and when they need to be made. Especially if you're a video editor. You don't want, after you finish doing a lot of overlays, maybe 1,000 overlays, and the client says, can we change something? I've been seeing that meme or those reels. You know how crazy it is. Creating a process for content approval will eliminate last minute requests and eliminate the need to be chasing clients before you post as a social media manager. So if you limit how many revisions you need to make on certain like assets or certain designs of certain, everything's assets now, but like, what are you saying? You will keep your process running like a well-oiled machine, and it will run smoothly, and everybody's stress will be at the barest minimum. So create an approval process. We're going to talk about how to create an approval process in our subsequent videos. There's so many things that I'm going to talk about. Like, I keep finding topics as I'm teaching, but it's fine. Next one, and I think this is the last tip, is establishing clear deliverables through a statement of work. Please always have a statement of work. A social media manager who isn't clear, not clear. A social media manager who isn't crystal clear on what their deliverables or the scope of work is or are, will always keep the door open for clients to make additional requests that are out of their scope. If you're not clear on what your deliverables are, if you're not clear on what it is that you're to do for a client or to do for a brand or to do for a business as a social media manager, well, if the client comes and adds A and adds B, it's your fault because you opened the door for that. Whether it is a one-time strategy session or an ongoing monthly social media management, what you need is to have a statement of work, which is a legally blinding a legally binding document that outlines all the details and deliverables of your project. It's very, very important. You don't want to be stressed. A lot of social media managers are stressed. Trust me, I was there. I know how it feels to be stressed. I know how it feels to be burnt out. Clients are calling. I had one client. She came back after a while. She never paid me. And I'm going to talk about that in the onboarding session. When to collect your money as a social media man. Should you collect money at the beginning? Should you collect money at the end? Because you guys, I can't count how many jobs I have done for free as a social media manager. And not because I wanted to do them for free, but because I actually did not know. I actually did not know that these are the things that I should have done as a social media manager before I started. But yeah, these are how you can set boundaries as a social media manager. I don't have any assignment for anybody today, but I hope that you've learned how you can set boundaries and you can see where your lapses are so that you can block it and clear that away. You don't want to have a very big lacuna. You want to be clear on what your statement of work is. You don't want to give out your phone numbers if it's not a business line. You just want to be, how would I say it? You just want to make sure that you enjoy working in social. And like I said, your new motto should be, don't put off until tomorrow what you should do today. And that's it for today's episode of whatever it is. What the hell is this? Is the Social Media Manager Bible podcast? Or if you're watching me on the social media or guys YouTube channel, I had so much fun recording this. I'm not gonna lie, because boundaries is something I always preach about, something I always talk about, and I hope you found this helpful. If you found it helpful on Spotify, please don't forget to follow. Don't forget to rate my podcast. Yes, it's very important that you do so. And if you're watching me on YouTube, don't forget to subscribe. I hope you watch the ads because it makes me money. So watch my ads, please. Don't forget to subscribe on YouTube. Don't forget to like this video. Don't forget to turn on the notification bell, because now, as your online bestie, I give out the very, very best tips. All the links I'm talking about, or useful links, are going to be found in the description below on both platforms, or the different platforms that you're either listening or watching to. And I'll see you guys in the next video. All right, bye.